Hey everybody, so today I want to talk a little bit about Islam and the broader picture behind Islam. I've been looking at the news a lot lately, and a lot of it is just so anti-Islam, it's absolutely insane. So the other week I was watching a rally in Dresden, Germany, the Pegida rally, right? And I saw a lot of very troubling things about this rally. So it was all about Islam, anti-Islam, anti-Islam, anti-Islam all day long. And I noticed a lot of very troubling aspects of this. First off, Islam is not the problem. And let me repeat, Islam is not the problem, okay? There was Tommy Robinson there. He is absolutely horrible, so detrimental, and he goes in the totally opposite direction from where we need to be heading. He focuses on attacking Muslims, and that's all he does. Just talks about Islam and how Islam is just, oh, that is just so problematic. And if we only got rid of Islam, our lives would just be so much better. It would be amazing. That is so crazy. That's all he does. Now, granted, him and a lot of the people at this Pegida rally did go after the government, and that was very nice. They went after the establishment. They ultimately went after their politicians, etc., etc. And ultimately, they do have, I'd say, somewhat good intentions behind what they do. Ultimately, at the end of the day, they can acknowledge that all these Syrian refugees and whatnot, they would be so much better off if they just stayed in their own nations with their own people, because they ultimately have history in those nations. Now, these Syrian refugees, they don't want to come all the way to Europe. They don't want to go all the way to Canada or the United States. They ultimately do not want to do that. They would prefer if they could just stay in their homeland, but they can't stay in their homeland because the United States, Europe, and other countries are over there bombing the Middle East. And now, why are they bombing the Middle East? It's because Israel has basically usurped American foreign policy. And that's something that does not get talked about. And that is the core central issue to all this. Because we are bombing the crap out of these areas in the Middle East. And then we are literally supporting ISIS in Syria because, oh, we just hate Bashar al-Assad so much, right? So we have to support ISIS over there and give them weapons to attack the Syrian army. And this is manufacturing a refugee crisis. We need to be supporting Syrian President Bashar al-Assad, but instead we basically want him dead here in America. It is horrible. We're saying that he's just some evil dictator, saying he's like the next Hitler. It's absolutely insane what's going on. So that is the core central issue to all this. We are manufacturing this refugee crisis, and then all these refugees have to go to Canada, US, and Europe. Millions and millions of refugees have gone to Europe. And these people at the Pegida rally acknowledge, they know that there's something very, very wrong about all that, and that's great. But they are ultimately headed in the wrong direction with people like Tommy Robinson and just attacking Islam all day long. If you attack Islam all day long, no matter how many people join your movement, nothing's gonna happen, because ultimately it's not about Islam. It is about Israel. It is about the powers that be and the establishment that doesn't care about destroying the West. It doesn't care about destroying America or Canada or Europe. Ultimately, it cares about manufacturing this refugee crisis for Israel. And that's something that we have to acknowledge, and until we acknowledge that, the problem will never be solved. Okay, well, that's all I have for today. So see you in the next video. Talk to you later.